Okay, so over the next summer, I want to be doing a couple different videos on different power mods, as they're called, I guess, and also just some general videos on the Crown Vic. So the first video I want to do is on an airbox modification that is pretty common to do, and the gist of it is that there's a silencer on the airbox that's supposed to reduce engine noise. And basically what I've heard is, you know, Crown Vics were marketed largely to like civilian models were marketed largely towards elderly people and, you know, people who just wanted a big couch cruiser kind of thing. So yeah, so they're designed to be pretty quiet and whatnot. So I'm gonna do a before here just in a second when I can get out onto the road, and do a before of what it sounds like. So you might be able to pick some of it up now. So this is just moderate acceleration, pretty normal. Okay, and then I'm gonna lean into it a little bit. And if you can't hear anything, that's probably because you're not supposed to really hear anything. So anyway, so that's what it sounds like. And then I'm going to do another acceleration. I made sure the fan's off, everything, so hopefully it'll pick up as much engine noise as possible. The windows are up. Okay, so almost from a rolling stop, I'm going to, you know, accelerate like I was trying to get onto an on-ramp or something. So, yeah, pretty quiet. Anyway, so we're going to show you how to take off the silencer. There's a couple different ways. I'm just going to start by taking off the silencer itself and maybe widen it a little bit to let more airflow come in. And it's pretty simple. So, and then once that's done, then we'll road test it again, and hopefully you can hear the difference. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with here. So if you want to come in here, so basically there's a restrictor on the airbox right down here. And I'll take it out and show you a little better. So start by just unclipping the top end. And then you have 3 fasteners here. And where did my wrench go? Sorry to loosen them a little bit. Captivated washer, so that's nice. Oh. Thankfully that did not get trapped somewhere. It's always the worst when you gotta go looking everywhere for it. So basically all the tools you need for this is either like an angle grinder with a cutoff disc, or a jigsaw, a sawzall perhaps, really any cutting tool of your choice. So what this does is and I'll show you a little better when I get it off, but there's the silencer goes into the kind of the front fender area, and that pulls air, cool air. So I used to, you know, my first thing I would do when I buy a new truck is to slap a cold air intake on there. But, you know, the more I've learned and stuff, it's really not beneficial. This one came up with the stud, so that's weird. Okay. So once you get that out, then there should be a nut, but this one came out with the whole thing came out. So anyways, so basically what you do is you just pull that out, and that's what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to take off the air filter, but basically what I'm going to do is you could either just kind of remove this, but I'm also going to just cut it out a little bit bigger. Safety first. Okay, let's see. So the only thing you won't want to do is to cut into the anchor here. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you only had it 2 spots probably, but so I'm just gonna cut around that if I can. All right, maybe one more cut here. So that's the actual silencer part. So if you wanted, you could find a way to, I think this just twists in. I didn't actually try to see how this exactly comes out, but it came out now. But so you could take just this out, but I'm actually going to just cut it a little bit wider just to get a little bit more airflow. Because, you know, it's still pulling from the same area regardless. So basically what I did is I just cut around the shape of it. Let's see if I can. There we go. So I think I'm going to start with this, and we'll see. I'll think about it a little bit more and see, but that's about it. Because if you start cutting away too much, you know, you might be sucking more hot air than cold air kind of thing. So you want to think about it, you know, where it's pulling from. So right now it's pulling from the inner fender there, which is, you know, theoretically should be cooler air. But if, you know, for instance, if you took this off completely, well, now you're just sucking hot air from the engine, which defeats the purpose. So kind of, you know, plan it out a little bit. I think if I cut more of this off, well, now I'm going to be sucking air from here too, you know, whereas like this, theoretically I should be pulling my majority of my air through the front. And that's another modification that we'll be looking at later, but I want to kind of look into ways to free up airflow in the bumper. So anyways, that's it. So I just kind of, you know, cut it out as you see fit. I just kind of followed this line, came down and around, and we'll test that out and see how it goes. Okay, so installation is just the reverse of removal. So tighten this one down here a little bit. Now this one is made to kind of move because there's a bushing down here. That one's made to kind of vibrate a little bit, and then these ones are more just like fixed mount. There's a little bit of play in it, but so just get those a little bit snug. So the idea for this that got me interested was a video by a channel called Unity Motorsports Garage, I think, and so that's where I got the idea for this. And then also there's another channel, if you're interested, it's called Ford Boss Me, and he actually did an airflow test with and without the restrictor, and then also with the Police Interceptor version, which does not have the silencer and also has a few other differences in it. But anyway, so get the filter put back in here. Now with this, you might be picking up a little bit more dust and stuff. I don't think it should make a huge difference. So do make sure you have your filter in. I would highly recommend always running a filter, unless if you're racing or something. But if you're driving in everyday traffic and weather, definitely you need your filter in there. So okay, got that on. Button that back up. I think it's a little bit of the lighting is hard to see here, but so essentially it's hard to explain if you can't see it. Sorry about that, but you can see the frame there, and then my cutout starts right here where my finger is. So the way it sits, there's not really much way for it to pull hot air from the motor, and so I think it should work pretty well. So we're gonna road test this now. Okay, so this is the after. I can already hear a little bit of a difference, but let's see. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
definitely hear the difference. Get a little bit more of a throaty sound. I'm curious to see how it'll affect the idle. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah. I know sometimes your head makes you feel like it's going faster or something, but realistically, I don't think the horsepower would be much difference. Now, it's just scientifically a fact that it will increase your horsepower somewhat. Now, whether or not it's going to be like measurable is another thing, but the sound definitely is nicer. So it sounds like you're driving, you know, like a Mustang or something. So, and then I mentioned the thing with the police interceptors. So Crown Vics in their different years had different configurations of the air intake system and stuff of that. But generally speaking, the police interceptors had larger air boxes. Well, mainly it was a larger intake tube, and they also didn't have the silencer and a few different things like that. So, you know, it does go to show you that they obviously do. The civilian models did have restricted airflow. Like I said, I think it was because of the demographic that they were targeted towards. You know, like, you know, an elderly person or, you know, middle-aged, whoever wants to buy one, I guess. But typically what they're looking for is a comfortable, quiet vehicle. They don't really care so much about fuel economy or whatever. They just want something that's really nice to drive and is quiet and peaceful, I guess. So we're gonna try to make this car a little less peaceful, I guess, but also still keep it drivable. So stay tuned because there's more to come. Want to do an exhaust, a little bit of a louder exhaust on it. I may do that and or a catalytic converter delete. So, and what I've understood is this car is OBD1. So from what I've heard, it doesn't mess with your computers to just delete your cats. You don't have to do like a dummy plug, or you don't have to do any sort of computer modifications or sensor modifications. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully you were able to pick up the sound difference. And if you like that, like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot so I can know what people want and also make it a little easier for me to make content. So thanks.